The madness. That's what I'm dealing with right now. The madness. And I'll tell you why. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself right now. But, which carburetor are we going to run on this? I'll explain why I'm asking that question. Get you all situated here now. So which carburetor to run? Now I'm asking that because the rebuild kit that it come with, not my gasket kit, it comes with the proper stuff to put it back together and everything. The gasket kit comes with everything, but the kit that was provided for me is for an SDC style for these. And you think, all right, that's going to be straightforward and easy. Well, not really. Here's an intake for one, and it'll adapt onto, this is a later style one right here, all right, that you could put on. The problem is these are in the way, and you could grind those off. The ribs, you can grind them off if you wanted to, but that's not going to work, all right? So, okay, cool beans. So the next option would be, okay, what did I do with it? There's this right here. You take the reeds out of here, put that on top, boom, that'll work. You've got a great solution there, Brian. Problem is, I don't have an extra SDC carburetor that'll fit on there. A good one. I don't have one. I thought I did, and it's long gone. Okay, so we'll throw that idea out the window. Well, like I said, the original carburetor right here, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe the rubber will be good on the inside. Maybe it'll be enough to run until we can source one. So there's that option. All right, well, we've got the world of original style of these. We could put one of them on there. All right, that's cool. Yeah, see, bolts right on. I've got the gaskets and everything to do that. You know, if I lose one of these, I don't care. I can always 3D print more of them. You know, I haven't even tested a 3D print one yet, but I don't want to test on somebody else's engine. I'll test on my own. All right, well, reed cage on this one, kaboom, and everything. I've got a good reed cage right here, but I ain't got any spare reeds, so I've got good reeds in here. I need to order more. I don't want to use up another one I've got. It's got good reeds on it and everything. That's a nice one. I'm not saying I'm not giving them nice components, but that one was done by Steve. Okay, so I would run a BDC on it. You know, that's way too much carb for this one and everything. But this was the one on the chainsaw, the Super Pro 125, that had the problem with the needles and everything. So it'll definitely overfuel. I already know that's a problem. Okay, we can't run that one. So we're getting down to the wire here. What are we going to run on this thing? You know, as far as a carburetor. Okay, well, we've got this style here, and then we can run this style on here of this. You know, we've got to take the studs out, and then we've got to get bolts for it to get things to mount in and everything and stuff like that, so we can run this style that I've made. Now, I don't care if I get rid of this and one of my adapters and everything to run it. It'll work fantastic and everything. It's just a lot more work involved in that. So it kind of goes back to my 3D printed one. Do I really want to try it out on this? You know, is it really going to hurt it? Is it going to help it? Is it going to do what? I mean, I think it'll work just fine, and I put the gaskets on. Just don't run it too much until testing or anything. But, you know, I can always print one new one of those up. It's just lack of hardware right now to be able to do this kind of properly, if you will, unless I've got stuff laying somewhere. I mean, I don't doubt that this will work right here. I just don't doubt that. Kind of makes me just want to try it out and everything and see how it works and whatnot. But need a good runner, give it to them to be a good runner. So it's kind of a debate. But I can just toss this one on here, and then I can just toss together one of the million 090 carbs I have. I had one, and I don't know what I did with it and stuff like that. It's okay. You know, guts of that one are gone, so that one's out the door. Okay, guts of that one are gone, so that's also out the door. Wait, there's the guts to one of these inside of here, so I can just reassemble that together and toss its plates or a set of plates back onto it, and yeah, just come off of one of these and toss it on there and do that. So we may just end up doing that, you know, because I don't care if I lose one of these. So that's probably what we'll end up doing here is that. But before we try any of these, first we're going to see if the rubber inside of this is any good and everything. See if that's any good. see what I can do. I really want to run this carburetor. Now, I've already told them that the paint might come off of the carburetor and everything during ultrasonic cleaning, and said that they said it's perfectly fine. But you can see this is an original kit inside here because it still has the paint on it. So I don't have really high hopes of that being good right there. It's kit internally and everything. So we'll see what we can do this video. I have no idea where this is going to go, what we're going to be using here, but I've got options. It's just what options to do, and I really want to keep this original. I want to keep this as it was from the factory. The same sound, the same everything that this has. If I can get everything correct. Did I really have that thick of a gasket on it? Well, thankfully I've got the correct thickness gaskets and everything, but everything gets mashed together, put together, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that good stuff. There we go. So, I don't know. It goes together some way. Pretty sure I'm messing something up. That's definitely not correct. So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's get this thing, let's get this carburetor apart. Let's get this table cleared off first, and then we'll get this carburetor apart. What do you guys think? It's going to be good on the inside? Or am I gonna have to get creative and try to make a homemade diaphragm? Tear down. It's as simple as a flat blade screwdriver. Ooh, definitely nobody been into it. They have. Nothing was replaced. Hard to believe I'm the first person to get into this. Like I say, the paint on the gaskets indicates it's original to it. Unless somebody robbed the set from another carb that was, you know. I don't know. As much oil as was inside the engine, this may have oil caked inside of it too. It'd be great. But I'm also worried about the needle and seat also. Whoa, wow. There's a result I wasn't expecting. It might be good. Stretched, but it might be good in here. I mean, this is where we're going to be super, super careful. Where's my pick at? Come on, sweetie. I know, have been part since 60s. But I'm very surprised. That is immaculate. A little stretched, but immaculate. Did you just love it when gaskets like do that? One side's going to stick to one surface and then the other one's going to stick to the other, and come on. Oh yeah, you would stick. See, that's what it's doing right there. It's like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be cool. No, you're not. You're not being cool at all. Because kits for these, I don't even know if you can get the old style ones. Like, last time I saw, though, any kit for a flatback, they were expansive. Very expansive. Nah, not very. But like $30 and stuff like that, and it's a nightmare. All right, hold on. We're gonna split the difference here. What are we doing here? I'm just still in shock that diaphragm is that way. Like half and halving. All right, can we? No, because it's stapled together. That's right. McCulloch had that great idea to staple everything together as one. and you get that one section that's like, I'm just going to stick permanently to the aluminum. Like, no rhyme or reason. It just does it in that one spot. Guess I should have looked ahead on that kit, huh? There we go. Nice and easy. You do the same little thing. Come off there like a good little POS. Come on. This is generally where the bad happens, is that very last little bit. There we go. Come on. I really don't want to spend all day making a new kit by hand, because I did not do good in art in high school. Oh, it's already broken in one spot. Doesn't mean I'm going to try to destroy it instantly. Right there. I might actually have one of these laying around. I think I do. I'll have to take a look. But we have to get you apart either way. I might have another one of these gaskets laying around. There we go. One little tar right there. Yeah, it's when they built it, it's a giant pack that they staple together for ease of assembly rather than designing something that was just ease of engineering. I mean, y'all have to come off, all right? We're not. This isn't. I'm not, asking you a question. I'm telling you what you have to do. Yeah. I'm thinking it's pretty terminal on this kit. And for the sake of getting it running, we're going to have to go to an alternative solution. Gasket after gasket, it's just showing its age. Yeah, see? There was no saving it. I might have something in the drawer in there that might be able to use, because I still want to use the original for first fire up. Good old idea there. The diaphragm, I can rebuild that. It's not too difficult, but unless somebody's screaming, use a knife. At this point, everything is kind of terminal on some stuff. Of course, I'm not going to charge them for that because they gave me an engine, so this is at my cost to do everything here. So well, safe to say it was sealed. Material's in immaculate shape. You almost don't want to take it apart, but you gotta. Do I gotta? We might be able to get away with that. I'll have to hand clean it. It's all dirty. Ugh. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Because another part is this needle and seat here. If it's any good. Does the needle drop? Absolutely not. It absolutely does not. Might have one of these carbs laying around, like say the kit or something, but oh, everybody's jumping for freedom. You would too, if you're sitting. And the inside of it's immaculate. It's in beautiful, beautiful shape. So much for that needle coming out real easy. Where's the pliers? Oh yeah, it's the biggest handled ones I can get. Biggest tip. That's a great idea. Boy. That's not bad at all. It's in great shape, actually. It's in really great shape. Doesn't look like it has much of wear on it. And everything's wanting to jump for freedom today. That socket. Might have that socket laying around. Yeah, it's a thin wall I had to make. What you have to do for those is you have to make a thin-walled socket. Take it to a grinder and a drill and just grind it till you can fit it in there. So that's how you deal with those. You get your trusty impact and you carefully take it out. And then there's a gasket stuff down in there and all that good stuff. I might have another one of those actually. I think I do. I think I have a new one. There we go. And then there's your other goodies. Your washer that goes down in there. And then there's your basic body. So we're going to find out what the initial adjustments were. This was the high speed. So 1/2, 1, and 1/8. 1 1/8 turns out on the high. Say, I'm not giving much hope on this running with its original carb. Doesn't look bad. Now for our low. 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2 1/2. 2 1/2 on the low. That's a lot. That means it was having a hard time picking up. So it was starting to have some fuel starvation, like from idle to running, unless they use the low as the fine tune to add more fuel. Nothing in there. Old oil. As predicted. It's all gooped up. There you have it, your carb body, down to its nothings, pretty much, other than your other stuffs, but that ain't going to hurt anything. Ultrasonic cleaner, that's what it needs. If anything, we can at least get it cleaned up. As for the diaphragm here, I'll see if I've got parts and everything and whatnot. Continue on it, or we just clean it up and put it in a baggie and run something else to give to them. I do not have a carb kit for that. Unfortunately, I don't have any good spares of anything. But what I do have, and I found out that one of these will bolt onto one of these without any problems, and the impulse ports line up. Just got to have a base gasket for it. That's no biggie. I can make that happen. So we'll do that, have to bolt it. I got to put this carburetor back together from other ones that I've cannibalized from, and then we'll be able to run that. I should have had one of those outside that I didn't tear down completely or anything, but I can't find it. But I've got plates, but I've got also, I guess, what I have, no, I did cannibalize from it. Not this one, that, this one. So that's an entire plate assembly and stuff, at least the bottom parts and all the gasketing and stuff I can take from that. And also its guts are on the inside of this one to run. So I got to take from these, put into that, and then we're going to have a carburetor we can run on top. But in the meantime, I will go ultrasonic this and see what I can do about it. But I just don't think there's no saving these, unfortunately. Yeah, there's just no saving that. Find an original carb for it. But at least we can keep the original intake for it. So I'll get that cleaned up probably a little bit later. But I know we want to get this running. I'm anxious to hear it. Put a semi back together. And then we'll go from there. Alright. New gasket. Found one. New old stock, actually. Everything's good here. These line up. Impulse hole here. Now, when I was lining stuff up a little bit ago, the problem I've got going is the new gasket that comes in that kit is not thick enough for the task at hand here. This wants this really thick one to be able to, try this again, to be able to sit on here. And this is about half the thickness. So we're going to have to reuse the old one, which is why I was careful with it. But we're going to have to put a little sealant all the way around that, and then a little bit on that one, smush them together. Well, see how stuff goes together here. I don't think there's anything special. They just hold together. You just bolt it all together as one assembly when you put it on. So, all right, so that's what we'll do. I'll put a little sealant on here, put it on here, get these smushed, and then we'll get everything to bolt on, and hopefully we'll be ready soon to do things. And yes, we will use a new gasket for between here. So, all right. Lots of little stuff. Stuff that always adds up. Can't have things looking too pretty now, can we? Let's see here. Where is the size I'm looking for? New? Oh, most certainly that's it. See if we can get a little bit of a grip on here. Tighten these down. All gaskets, I decided to put sealant on them just because, let's face it, this stuff has got age to it. The gaskets are new old stock. Good, but new old stock, and last thing I need is an air leak. Or last thing it ever needs is an air leak. Dang it, where's the wrench at? Last thing it needs is that. Tighten them in a cross pattern. Your short one goes right here. There's 4 of them. Obviously, 3 of them are the same length. This is your short one because it taps directly into the block. These ones have nuts at the bottom. So, you would be the one that just doesn't like life, do you? You're just the, sorry about my head, everybody. You're the bolt that just doesn't like life. Don't ask me why. There we go. Everybody's cinched down. It's like these two. They're like their oddball sizes. It's fine. They can be that way. But there we have that. But we're missing one thing, and that is our muffler. And I intentionally left that off so that I can do all the rest of this process. You could see it all, and it wouldn't be in my way. So now we got to slap that on. And the good news is I have a new gasket for that. Yeah, so all right, let's get that tossed on there real quick. I know I haven't been hyperlapsing because it's going to be a lot of the time. It's going to be spent probably getting this thing running and tuning and stuff like that. People are going to want to see more of that than me reassembling the intake setup and everything. So kind of figured that. But it's not perfect. It's still dirty in some spots, but I think running was the goal here and everything. So, but we'll do once look over, make sure everything's happy here, and then we'll go from there. Even got the original tag that says absolutely nothing on it still on it. So probably need to clock that upward. We'll get there. We'll get there. I wonder if this could fit on the bench vise. I wonder if it's got the same hole width on it. Don't know. That final touch. Hortzman muffler. Dual aluminum muffler. I'm pretty sure if this had a copper gasket, it would do a lot better job of transferring heat from the block to the muffler, keeping this thing really cool. This is just a giant heat sink right here. There we go. She is ready to run. Oh. Now it's ready to run. Looking pretty good. I'm not going to finalize that 100% till it's there, but just pull back. And they get to keep the carburetor. There we go. Look at that. That's been pretty fun to do so far. Oh, goodness. Now we got to see if it runs. I got to figure out what do I want to do. Try to get that running. It's been windy out. It has been absolutely cold out. Garage is freezing right now. It'll run this video. It's looking good though. But if you like what you see so far, do me a favor and subscribe. What I can do is pop that choke open for a little while. I'm not gonna remove the choke from them or anything like that. If they want to keep it, they can. Probably just do a carburetor swap later on is what they'll probably do too. But there's that. Keep the choke open because I'll use a prime bottle, but I'll just bleh with my hand to choke it. But I got to figure out a fuel tank. I got to mount it up. I got to see, is this the same pattern as that? No. Not a chance. So I got to figure out how I'm going to bolt that down. And it's been very wallowed out on a few. Also try to bench mount it to the bench and whoop. There we go. Oh yeah, and it's welled up. We're not dry turning anything. So, all right. Well, it's ready to fire. If all has been correct to this point, we're on run and stuff, but not in the house. So, all right. Well, yeah, we might as well see what we can do here. But it's together. Kind of a rudimentary, crude setup, but screwed a board to the workbench. Put a couple wood screws under there. The gas tank that I've used forever to help support it, and then zip ties to give it pressure. So it's held down where the vise is held down on it, so that's perfect. And we'll see if this thing's going to fire for the first time since the, what, 80s? Early 80s, I think I said it was. Running Klotz 2-stroke mix in it. Got a screwdriver, off switch. It's really our only way of stopping it. Guess I do need to give it a little throttle. Hold on. I don't think I tightened the spark plug down all the way. Give me just a sec. I just remembered that right when it was firing. A little safe than sorry on that, but it was loose. She wants to. Maybe. Come on, baby. acting like she's kind of flooded. Reset. Gotta figure out what's going on here. Alright, let's see. Spark plug is the issue, I'm thinking. A little more fuel. That muffler sounds good through the headset, the earmuffs. Woo! Getting a lot of fuel. Whew, it's turned out way too much. Half. Sounds like ignition related. That was a cheap plug I got, and look, we're testing everything that is not tied down to the bench. The temperature gauge, everything's just falling. Definitely gonna have to reset. It's sounding ignition, but I'm not sure about that plug either. It's a really cheap Chinese one I had in. This one was not cutting it the original. May have to rob one out of one, but it's firing good. It didn't sound like it has quite enough fire because I wide opened it and nothing. It's just kind of sitting the same. So I got to get everything, some stuff put up, and we'll be right back with another one. All right, so 60-pound sand ballast should help hold things down, but swapped out the plug again. The one that was in it was like some Chinese plug, and the fire on it was like kind of reddish. Took one from another engine just like this, pretty much, a Mac 15 I got, and bright, beautiful blue spark. Not intermittent, so I don't know if spark is the issue or fuel or what. I mean, when I choke it, it's not like dumping a bunch, but we'll find out. It's almost acting like it's getting fuel, not getting fuel. But intermittent fire, I can't rule it out because I have to put fuel in it to really get it to go. So might be a carburetor issue. At this point, I'm kind of thinking it might be fuel related. Because that high speed is not even wet. It's like it's trying to run just off the idle. See, I'm thinking it's fuel. Definitely fuel. Ow. What to do? Let me regroup. But it's definitely fuel. I'm thinking it's that carburetor. It's acting like it's ignition related. Getting fuel. I've got spark all the way through the pole and everything. Beautiful blue spark, but when the RPMs go up, it's dropping off.
acting like fuel. As I'm choking it, and there just ain't much coming out of this carburetor, so there's something going on with it. That's acting like fuel now, because it's revving up, it's going up there, but it's just acting like it just can't get enough out of this for some reason, so I'm going to look into those plates. I did rob those off of a different Tilly. It might be slightly different style, but I'll go get the correct ones and get everything swapped over, but it wants to run. When it does run, it sounds fantastic from what I can hear. But I'm thinking that's what it is, because you see me choking it, and it goes back to run, and it's starting to struggle. I have to choke it again, and everything. Then finally, it like picks up something off of it and does good. But it's acting like an intermittent fuel problem. So, and me choking it, you can feel it suction, but it's just not pulling from the carb for some reason. My fuel line isn't pinched. I don't know, but we're close. We're real close. No, it's definitely ignition. There's something with the ignition, because I'm sitting there bottle feeding it, no change, and it just picks up and then it goes back down. You can open it up, it ain't doing anything, so it's not fuel. I'll manually add it here for y'all. So we get our fire over real quick. Oi! Means we got to tear back into that. Very intermittent. What the problem is, then it picks up and then it drops off. Picks up and then it drops off. What could that be? It's got me wondering. Alright, so I've been in this thing a few times now, checking, diagnosing a spark issue. Check the points again. Sanded them. Regapped bit a little bigger, you lose spark, gap a little smaller, you lose spark, put it back where it was, you have spark. So what I'm thinking is it might be a condenser that's bad in it. I did hook up a good knowing chip to it, and to my not so amazement, it had excellent spark, a little bit better what the points are. So I'm thinking the condenser on this thing might be an issue, but I sanded, cleaned, redid everything, and we'll see if that fixes it. If not, then we'll chip it and go from there. And of course on this one, it's all soldered connections and stuff, so that's why I'm hesitant to do that. But let's go ahead and see what we can make happen here. Oh yeah, we gotta turn the fan on, or else because if it does work great, then awesome. We're gonna be running it for a little bit. It's 64 degrees in here according to the thermometer, which I need to put back down because it's going to fall off anyways. Screwdriver's handy, and everything's going to shake off. We are ready. You guys got to see it from my view. Get you turned around here. Fire this back up. Get you turn. So we can get you over here so you can see it from this view and just admire something like this. Definitely was ignition. I'm glad I have not had to go to the chip on this one. Boy. Oh, turn the ignition on. Good compression on her. That is... Oh my god, that was starting to test me. It was just the points. Thank goodness. I don't know what they wanted. I bet it's because I didn't sand them last time and I knew I was going to kick me in my ass. I really don't know how to end this video. I mean, she's running real good. I don't know if it's going to end with the family seeing it running or not, their reaction to it. But I'll let them know. And if they want to come over here, see it run before they take it home, they're more than welcome. As for the carburetor and everything, I already messaged him and said that it'll need a kit if whatnot. If they want to put the original one back on there and stuff, I will help with that and everything. But see if we can find a kit for it and whatnot. I'll ask around. But yeah, this thing is just, it is fantastic. It is just a hell of a runner. I have no idea where the carb settings are on it right now, but it was loading up there. That's why it's so smoky. But 32-to-1 clots, so definitely not an issue. And Michael definitely knows what that stuff is, has a really good smell. I trust that stuff. It's probably all I'm ever going to run anymore. It's just, it's worth it. Oil is cheap, rebuilds aren't. So, as you can see, everything is trying to come off the table here. And I'm just in awe. This was an absolute fun one. I couldn't be, happier to have rebuilt this for their family and everything. And let's get you turned around here. Yeah, okay, sorry. Loud syndrome with the earmuffs and everything on. But I couldn't be happier to be able to have rebuilt this for you guys and everything. It really means a lot to me that you trusted me with this. I usually don't take on jobs and stuff like that for other people. I just kind of do this as a hobby, but this was one I knew I could do. And like I said, there's no shipping involved and stuff like that and everything. So I'm glad I could do this for you guys. The carburetor's your guys's and everything to have and whatnot. I'll get you your GEM intake, the air filter put back on it and everything. It should run with that. The filter's pretty dirty, so I wouldn't run it with it, but use it as protectant. But overall, this has been a very exciting revival. And this thing is ready to be put onto a cart with a little bit of tuning and everything and stuff like that. But also, I have a picture that I'm going to show you guys at the very end of this. So if you remember back on my original story with the MC, the 101 cart that Michael's dad talked about having, I'll show you that picture here at the very end. And that he sent me on it and whatnot. And he really liked that and everything. So be able to have at least this kart engine going is definitely a really cool thing to have and whatnot. So, but I'm gonna end it here, and I just want to say thanks for watching. And you want to see more content like this? You know where to go, guys. I'm right here. We've got I'm gonna say this now. I've got a non-McCulloch thing that Jeremy sent me. And I'm looking at it over there. It's kind of peeking. I'm not going to show you guys yet. But I'm going to the dark side for a little bit to have some fun. But I still will stay McCulloch. Because we've got the MC30 to do here still. We've got a Super Pro 125 101B. I got to get the block sent out for that still. Got some trade deals going for some goodies for the 30 here. We've got content coming, people. And like I say, it's finally springtime, trying to start to warm up. I got the heater on. It's, like I said, who's fooling himself? It's 62 degrees in here with the heater on. Oh, shit, crap, I changed the... okay, there we go. 61.9. But I'm yammering, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let's go ahead, let's fire it up without the earmuffs. Remember, always do that with people. So, on... has a very unique sound to it versus a chainsaw muffler. So I can see why guys are after these. I don't know performance-wise what it does, but the sound of it is just a mini hot rod. So this is not mine to sell. This is not mine at all. Some people have messaged me saying, hey, you want to sell that? If you watched my first video, you should go back and watch that that's from the series. I tell you, this is not mine. The 30 is, and that one's same with me. I have a couple A and B plans with it if I can find a cart frame. But I'm yammering. Got stuff to do, family to spend time with and everything here. And I got to message Michael. Let him know it's running. Send him a video. So, till then, everybody, thanks for watching. And go ahead and hit that like, comment, subscribe. And we will have more awesome content like this. Till then, thanks for watching.